obviously it was great to get another road win. I've been up to Boston College. I guess that was my 5th time now, and it's never been easy up there, and we knew it was going to be a battle. I thought our guys came out and played really well. Got off to a fast start with 3 touchdowns there in the first 4 drives, and that's something that we really challenged them with. Also, really pleased with the way that we finished the game in the second half. That had been something that was a big focus with the way that maybe we started some of the other previous games and maybe didn't finish the way we wanted to in the 3rd and 4th quarter, and thought it was very fitting with 21 points in the first quarter and 21 points in the 4th quarter. Was a really good way for us to finish. Really liked the balance that we had offensively, and we're definitely playing our best when we can run and throw the ball effectively. Also great to get some explosive plays. I think it was the first game this year where we had some of the big 50-yard plus plays, and then also really proud of the way that we ran the ball up front. Going into the game, we had a lot of respect for Boston College defense, how physical their front 7 has been and what they looked like on video this year, and really challenged our guys up front. There wasn't going to be a game where we could get back there and just throw it the whole game. We're going to have to establish the run, and I felt like we did that, especially early, got off to a good start and opened up some things in the passing game. Really feel like we're getting better and better each week, which is, as a coach, that's what you want, is to see your guys improve. I think it was huge coming off the Louisville game where we had 5 turnovers, to have 0 turnovers offensively. I know Ray had the one on the punt return, but offensively to have no turnovers versus the #1 defense in the country, I think was really good coming out of that game. Moving forward to NC State, feels like every week we play another top 10 defense. I believe they're number 8, I believe, in total defense and 8 in rushing defense. And you turn on the video and you can see it. Also, I thought it was a pretty special note, of the top 10 defenses right now, 5 come from the ACC. I think that's pretty strong. And I had to go look that up the other day just because every week we flip over, we're playing another top-ranked defense. And so I think it's been a good challenge for us offensively, and this will be a good challenge this week. The other thing that's, I think, pretty interesting about this group, NC State on defense, is every starter is either a junior or a senior. And I can't remember going through depth charts all the way back for a while that we've played a team that had juniors and seniors across all 11 positions. So they got a lot of experience. These guys have played multiple years. A lot of these guys have started for several years, and you can see that experience paying off for them. I think they're very talented up front, move really well. I think both defensive ends, number 9 Chubb and 35 Street, are talented guys. They've got quick twitch, but they can also go from speed to power, and they've made a lot of plays for their defense this year. And like all great defenses, they're going to make you earn everything that you get, and so it'll be another good challenge for our guys. I know we're excited to be back in Death Valley and looking forward to a good game here on Saturday. So I'll open up for questions.
You certainly made it through the first 5 games without, you only had one 40-yard play in the first 5, but how critical is the big plays when Wayne gets it started and then all of a sudden he gets the ball in there?
Yeah, I think that's, looking back, that's what this offense has really been known for, is explosive plays, and that's what we want to do. We want to be able to you don't want to always have to drive, 10-play drive, going 85 yards to score. And, it's nice to get those, and I think that one stretch we had those 3 series in a row with the last one with Jordan Leggett's 1-play touchdown was huge. And it's hurting our plays per game, but I think we'll definitely take the 1-play scores over a certain number of plays whenever it goes that way. But there's no doubt that's an element that we wanted to improve on, and we feel like we've got all the pieces. It's just everything matching up, and we've had some of those plays earlier in the year and just didn't connect, and then Friday night we did, and I think that's something we've been seeing coming through the way these guys have worked and practiced, and hopefully that'll continue.
Does that have a huge lingering effect moving forward? Do you have a rash of big plays you're able to convert in the game?
Well, I think it does cause defenses to try to decide how they want to play you. Whenever they can put a lot of guys in the box, it makes it awfully difficult to run the ball. That's kind of what we saw a little bit against Georgia Tech. And really, defenses are going to do that. They're going to make you hit and connect on those balls, and then once you do, then they start playing you a little bit different. I think Boston College played us a lot more zone than they had played up until this point this year. And I think a lot of that had to do with some of the guys on the outside and the threat of the vertical passing game. And then what that did is that opened up the running game because they had one less guy in the box than they typically did, and the numbers were more in our favor. So there's no doubt that has a positive impact as we move on.
The rapid pace at which you score has not only affected the points per game, but it's also affected time of possession. Didn't matter as much against Boston College, but it kind of seemed like the defense was getting exhausted towards the end of the Louisville game. Obviously, you want to score as fast as you can, but how do you draw the line between that and wanting to give your defense a little bit of rest?
Well, I think the issue in the Louisville game was the 5 turnovers, matched up with a bunch of quick scores. That combination didn't go really well, but I think Coach Venables will tell you he'd love us to have, one-play touchdown drives. He'll take that every time. And and that's our goal, is to score every time that every play that we snap the ball, we want to score a touchdown. And it was good to get that. And if we can have that with no turnovers, then that's how you really have a chance to score a bunch of points.
The last 2 years, NC State came in with a high defensive ranking, put 97 points on it. What's worked the last 2 years against them?
Yeah, we've made plays. I think that's been the biggest thing as we've gone back and watched the last 2 years. They've been talented and been right there every year, and the difference has been our guys have made the plays downfield. And we've had a bunch of deep ball opportunities that we connected on the last 2 years, and then that opened up a few of the runs as it went. But that's ultimately what you got to do. You put guys in a position, then we got to make the plays that are there. And but they make you earn it. It's not like we had a bunch of wide open guys just running down the field. I mean, there were guys. It was a one-on-one situation, and our guy just happened to make the play. And that was last year. And now a lot of those guys are back on their side. So I know they got a lot of pride, and they're definitely going to have a good plan ready to defend us, and it'll come down to the same thing. Whoever makes the plays is going to win.
What's Tavian's doing? Finishing games with the big lead. Do you think Dabo going for the onside kick, going for it on 4th down late, coaching up Deion Kane at the end of the first half, that kind of speaks to what you want out of this team? Yeah,
I mean, Coach Sweeney's and all the coaches. I mean, we've, one of our team commandments is play 60 minutes or as long as it takes to finish. And, so I think that's something we've been preaching every week. Now, we haven't quite finished the way we wanted to in some of those other games, but it was good to make that progress this past game. And I think our guys were locked in. I think probably because of how some of the other games didn't go the way we wanted to in the second half. I think we had our guys focused there in the second half of that game, and they were ready to go perform and finish the game the right way, and we did.
What Tavian is doing in limited opportunities, at any point you look at trying to get him more involved?
Yeah, I think it was really good to see, and it's just kind of a matter of a time before he gets that opportunity and makes the most of it, and so that was good for him. I mean, just that one touchdown run is something I think that is going to help him as it goes throughout the year, and and we, like we've said, it's a long year. There's a lot of guys, and you're going to have guys that get banged up and guys that get more opportunity as the year goes, and he's been a guy that's been improving, and I know Coach Elliott can speak more to the pass protections, and there's a lot of things that are involved in playing running back other than just going out there, obviously, and running the zone and running a long touchdown. But I think he's been improving every week, and hopefully he'll keep coming on.
What are things been standing out about NC State's defense that have enabled them to have the kind of success they've had each year?
I would say how physical they play up front. I turned on the game and watched their game against Notre Dame, and it just, comes out through the TV, just very physical at the point of attack. They got big, strong bodies up there. They're built to really stop the run, and what they do defensively, they're going to have safeties down there around the box with an extra hat. They're very sound, very disciplined. You don't see a lot of guys just running wide open because of missed assignments. They're very well coached, and they're not going to give you the cheap score. You're going to literally have to earn everything you get. We're going to have to play really well up front, and then we're going to have to win the matchups on the perimeter.
Ray had a drop of it, or what are some of the things you talked to him about to try to get that cleaned up?
On the punt return?
Right.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, not relaxing, keeping his intensity up and just going through the fundamentals. And, sometimes when you're catching a bunch of fair catches in a row, it's easy just to kind of relax and take it for granted. And, but like I told him, I said, your biggest plays of the game may be just catching these punts today. And whenever you get the opportunity and securing it, and I think you see that all over college football. There's been, for whatever reason, there's been a bunch of those hit the ground. But that's something that I know he'll get corrected. He catches the ball extremely well in practice, and he's just got to carry that over to the game and can't let that happen again.
He's shown he can make plays at punt return, but then he drops it. How much leash does he have to go back and forth on that?
Yeah, that'd be Coach Sweeney's call. I think you look at a whole body of work. If it continues to happen, then yeah, it'll probably be a shorter leash. But right now, we've got confidence in him, and he has been a difference maker for us in the return game. He's just got to be able to catch the ball 100% of the time, and that's our expectation for him. And he definitely has the ability and skill set to be able to do that.
You brought up the limited opportunities. It seems like the whole wide receiving core has really embraced, the team concept, and there's so many weapons to distribute the ball to. But has that ever been a challenge at any point? You guys from getting frustrated, not getting enough touches?
It's just kind of part of it. And when you have as many guys as we have, it's going to happen. I mean, it was a couple weeks ago, Artavis wasn't getting as many touches, and Ray, had some really big games. And then the last couple weeks, Artavis, it's just kind of, a lot of it is, you got to get the right play call matched up against the right defense. And so much of your play calls are predicated based off the look that you're getting, where the ball's going. The touchdown that was thrown to Dion was a called run, that because of what they did defensively, it ended up being a pass. And so I think the biggest thing is overall, I think the guys have bought into the culture that, we've got to do whatever to win the game. We're not calling plays for any one player or anything like that. Everybody's going to have opportunities throughout the game, and you got to make the most of your opportunities when you get them. And then everything else will take care of itself. And really, again, you're looking at it as a long season. I mean, same thing with Jordan Leggett. He didn't get as many opportunities early as the year went, and now all of a sudden he's had several games here in a row with some big plays. And so the biggest thing is just to be focused on execution and making plays in practice, and that carries over to the game field. But haven't seen any issues with that. I think our guys have handled that really well so far.
Deshaun was talking earlier about how he's improved every week, and Wayne said he's kind of had to find his way. You talk about Jordan Leggett coming on now. Is it a little unfair that we think that stars are just supposed to emerge immediately from week one and be everything that they're supposed to be?
Yeah, I think that's natural, but I think you can look at the NFL. I mean, some of these NFL teams and even some of the players that you come out, so there's no doubt he's going to have a great year. It takes a little while. Every year is different. I think the biggest thing that we did a couple weeks ago is, just say, hey, 2015's over. We don't need to be comparing ourselves to 2015. That was a special year. It's on the bookshelf, and it'll be one we'll be able to look back on for a long time, accomplished a lot of great things. But we're in our new year. This is 2016. Who do we want to be in 2016? And I think our guys have done a good job of kind of moving on and worrying about, we're in a great spot right now. You can't get any better than being 6-0 right now, and that's really been our focus. Our guys haven't really been caught up in all the other stuff. I think, they know it's about getting that win, and so far we've been able to do that. And so and our challenge as coaches is we want everybody, to improve as the year goes. We want to be playing our best ball at the right time, and that's kind of what I felt like even early in the year when we get frustrated a little bit with some of the execution. You just kind of felt like it's going to all come together, and we're going to be playing our best ball at the right time, and that's what I think we have a chance to do here over the next few weeks.
Sean came out a few weeks ago and said that he kind of admitted he lost a little bit of the joy of playing, was letting some of the outside burdens get on him. Do you get a sense now he's rediscovered that fun and kind of now has found his groove as far as pushing pressures aside?
I do, and I don't think it's just Deshaun. I think it's a lot of those guys. I think it's a unique situation where pretty much at every position we have a premier guy that is probably their last year here, and a lot of expectations and all that stuff that come on. And Deshaun's kind of the leader of that group, being the quarterback. But I do. I think that, that was kind of after the Troy game, for a lot of those guys, it was like, hey, we need to forget all this other stuff that's going on and get focused in on playing ball and getting back to having fun. And that's something that we talked about, we're at our best when we listed out about 6 or 7 things. Offensively, we're at our best, whenever guys are having fun. We're playing fast and playing loose and confident and all those type of things. So maybe just kind of remembering, the things that kind of have got us to where we are. And it's very easy to get distracted in this world with everything we got on social media and everything going on. And I think it's our job as coaches to try to get them refocused, but ultimately it's up to them to make that decision, and I feel like those guys have, especially the last few weeks.
In what ways have you seen him improve in particular?
With Deshaun, I'd say, we're connecting on more of our balls, and part of that's the receivers running the right routes, being where they're supposed to be, but our chemistry has gotten better. I think we've had very few drops here over the last couple weeks. And then, I think, Deshaun's always done really well with understanding his protections, putting guys in the right positions, and, getting us out of bad situations. But, I would say ultimately probably just the chemistry with the wide receivers and, having more targets and us catching the ball. It's really helped a lot of things.
Every team talks about, no matter what, we're going to play the same, we're going to have the same amount of focus. But how hard is it when you do the short week at Georgia Tech, the short week at Boston College after the huge Louisville win? Just how impressive is it what you guys have done in those kind of situations?
Yeah, I think, and we talk about that all the time. We talk about, human nature is for this to happen. The normal team expectation is for this to happen. Now, we want to be different. We want to be special. We want to be the best. What do we have to do to keep that from happening? And, we spent a lot of time last week, because I think one thing that opened my eyes was when Coach Sweeney asked the team to stand up in the room if they've played at Boston College before. I would have assumed half the team would have stood up, and I think there was 50. How many? 14 guys stood up, and I went, holy cow. I've been there 4 times. We better be sure they know. And Coach Sweeney did a good job of communicating that. And then offensively, we shared each of our experiences. Also, and I know, another team went in there highly ranked last year on a Friday night and did not perform as well. So we bring all those up and put it out in front of them so that they can see it and know that, hey, this is what maybe everybody thinks is going to happen. We got to see that, and then we got to be able to be sure that we're focused and ready to go. And really none of that matters if we're focused and locked in and ready to go and play fast. And I think that showed in those first 4 series that the guys were locked in. But you got to give Coach Sweeney, he does a great job. All the records and wins and all that stuff here over the last 2 years that have been incredible. You don't have that consistency without having a culture of guys playing to a standard. I think that's one of the best things that Coach Sweeney's done here at Clemson is developing that mindset and that attitude that we play to a standard every week and not up and down based off who or where we play. All right.
That ring indicates we're finished.
All right, good.
Take this call now.
That's right.
Thanks, Coach.